The following video is only the creator's own view and should not be considered as investment advice. Hey, welcome to Losing Money with Ken, where I try to get rich or die trying. This week we will see the first day of trading for the Digital CORE REIT. The IPO was very popular as it caters to the market's interest in the technology sector and it presents itself as a REIT's play on that sector. The prospectus is stating an estimated 5% dividend with the usual caveats. Today I will take a look to see if this REIT is worth its hype. Let's use Google Maps to take a look at the 10 properties listed in the REIT. I'm going to take a look at the first property listed, 1500 Space Park Drive. It looks like a medium-sized plot compared to its neighbour. Look at the top of the building. I'm going to check for air conditioning installation density. Why? Let's compare with other DC. The property listed in the REIT is surrounded by other properties from the same operator. Now I'm wondering why these 10 properties are selected into the REIT instead of others. Well, by comparing with the neighbours, I see that for 1500 Space Drive is designed to be a less dense DC. If we take a look at the right, we can see another Digital Realty plot which has plenty of cooling installed. This will be a denser DC that will have better chances of profit generation. 3011 Lafayette Street. The design of the plot looks like a warehouse. There are practically no air con installation on the roof. I can see tree by the side of the building. It looks really inadequate for cooling such a large space. Let's look at the nearby DC, 2805 Lafayette Street. Totally built up with rows of air conditioning equipment on the roof. Again, this question, why not this property in the REIT instead? 3015 Winona Avenue. Again, a large plot, but not much cooling for the building. Especially for using it as a DC, it could just be suitable as a site for disaster recovery. They look like DC for medium density hosting, based on the air conditioning installed. So it will again bring the issue of profitability into question. 200 North Nash Street. This really looks like a low density hosting site. 43831 Devin Chevron Drive. I see 3 blocks. Again the same issues. Looks like a low density site. Do note that only the middle building is in the REIT. And nearby I see there is an Amazon DC site. And this is what a highly valuable and profitable DC should look like. Check out the rows of air conditioning and the backup generators installed. 8217 Linton Hall Road. It's in the middle of nowhere. Again, I see the lack of air conditioning. I will not invest in a low density data center. So up till now, I can see that the DC properties included in the REIT are kind of not the ones that I would expect to be super profitable due to their inability to have higher hosting densities. Going through the REIT, listed DCs are near other DCs from their own company. Why is certain properties selected and not others? So you gotta ask yourself, why does this REIT have this mix of property? I would have preferred if the REIT mix were DC that allows higher density. The current trend is for larger and larger DC for economies of scale. Nearby larger DCs from Digital Realty are not in the REIT. Looking at the prospectus, why not just invest in a specific few rather than data center properties? For growth of online streaming, you could just simply buy Google. For social media, you could get Meta. For cloud computing, Amazon and Microsoft will be safe bets. For 5G, Qualcomm, Nokia and Apple are quite safe also. For enterprise modernization, Salesforce or Oracle would also make safe bets. Traditionally, the data center is at the bottom of the value chain. Intellectual property, data ownership and services will lead to lock into companies offering them, and that's where the real value is located. So what is the TLDR? After some research, the REIT is unattractive to me. I will just skip it. Why? If the tech sector continues to boom, DC hosting will have a positive outcome. Being a bunch of small, medium-sized DC in the REIT, they are probably not as attractive as other new and larger DC hosting. Should the tech sector take a hit, DC hosting will be affected due to the cost-sensitive leasing model of smaller companies for servers and network capability. As with real estate, vacancies will be an issue, but in this case, it will be service vacating out of the DC. So that's all for this week's review. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments and I will try to answer them in the next video. Also, please click subscribe and like this if you find my weekly summary helpful.